You're not trying to give me a fair chance, effective counsel.
Well, who do you think I should
It's
give you as
okay.
a lawyer?
I'll write the Bar Association and the ACLU.
From threatening a judge to calling another a racist to allegedly spitting on his former attorney, there is a lot to break down in the case of accused triple murderer Bryce.
Like I said, once again, I do these videos to let people know, bro, emotional decisions can lead for lifetime reactions. Like emotional decisions can lead to um, a lifetime result. If I'm saying that quote right, that's why I do videos like this. People, because 5 seconds of your life, 5 seconds of you doing something can cost you your whole life in jail or in the grave.
Rhodes. And with his trial about to begin, we got you covered on what you need to know. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. We have quite the trial about to begin in Louisville, Kentucky. And as you know, what we do here on Sidebar, when we have a major case, we always want to do a deep dive, a further analysis as to everything that you need to know going into this trial. This time, it is the case of in rap videos with references to drug dealing and lyrics like, if Leap play with me, I'm going to leave his bleep missing. Rhodes, who back in 2016, that's the key year in question, was on probation. Apparently had but on May 4th, 2016, he's accused of jumping out of a car and shooting to death 40-year-old Christopher Jones on the street. According to then 15-year-old Anwan Carter, who was in the car when this happened, Rhodes mistakenly thought that there was a price on Jones's head. Meaning,
a price on their head means somebody put some money out there to whoever kill them, they can get the money. If you don't know what price on their head means. I didn't know it was gonna be this type of video. I thought it was just gonna be different court case. I think it is, but I think this guy commentating it. So I gotta be skipping it so I will get flagged. Let's get to it though.
Meaning that he thought Jones was a target of a contract killing. Authorities all
dang, look at his head, bro.
His head, meaning that he thought Jones was a target of a contract killing.
Dang. That must be a case of what that called? Like keloids. I had a keloid before. Yeah.
Authorities also say that there were two other witnesses to this shooting, two witnesses who were in the car when this happened. And they were brothers Larry Ordway, who was a 14-year-old honor roll student, and his brother, 16-year-old Maurice Gordon. These brothers had hung out with Rhodes. They reportedly looked up to him. Rhodes had bought things for them too. They were even in one of his music videos. But you fast forward then to May 22nd, and their bodies were found in a backyard of an abandoned house.
Dang,
they had been beaten, stabbed.
Those some kids, bro. Dang.
And their bodies burned. Medical examiner determined that Maurice had been stabbed more than a dozen times and Larry more than 20. Just horrific killings. But back to Mr. Carter, he allegedly told police about everything that went down. According to him, after an altercation at Rhodes's home with the brothers, Rhodes tied them up and stabbed them. And also Carter said he and another co-defendant, then 17-year-old Jacory Lamont Taylor, were forced to participate in the killings. So in other words, according to prosecutors, Rhodes murdered Maurice and Larry because they were witnesses to Jones's murder, and he was maybe afraid they would talk. Carter also reportedly told law enforcement that, quote, Maurice was crying and stuff, and he was asking everybody to spare him. According to Carter, Rhodes allegedly stuffed a rag into Maurice's mouth, put a ski mask on his head, and then stabbed him repeatedly. And Larry was what he was accused of doing in 2021, possibility of life in prison. Now, the reason the death penalty is not on the table is because the current judge overseeing the case found Rhodes is, quote, intellectually disabled and suffers from a serious mental illness. The judge saying, quote, The court cannot allow such a person to be subjected to the death penalty regardless.
Everybody gonna play the mental illness role when they, that's another way to cop out. Play that role, the mental illness role. Try to not go to jail. Some judges can see through it and say, see if you lying or not.
Of public clamor. We're going to get into that mental health in a little bit. But for Rhodes, he has pled not guilty. He says that he is innocent. He has said in court that officers framed him and engaged in misconduct.
I would like to state for the record the facts concerning the search of my home, 763 North Height Avenue, apartment 2, Louisville, KY. I wish to do so on record because previously on multiple occasions, the Commonwealth has went back and tried to cover up and clean up their corruption and misconduct involving evidence. I wish to do so they can't go back and change anything. The prosecution is known for falsifying and altering documents about evidence. On May 24th, 2016, an informant suspect, Anwan Carter, was detained and questioned. So he told detectives that allegedly a double homicide took place in my home, 763 North Height Avenue, apartment 2, Louisville, KY. So detectives called for a search warrant and searched my home at 21:18 hours into 22:11 hours. Okay, so during this search was 5 homicide officers and 1 CSU officer. They searched for hours. They applied Blue Star chemical solution all throughout the house. They looked and looked, and they found no such evidence of any type of crime. In fact, officers stated how clean the apartment was. They also stated that the carpet had cleaning solution on it, and yet nothing was still found when they applied Blue Star chemical reaction. So they clear the scene, and they leave for 1 hour and 20 minutes. They leave for 1 hour and 20 minutes. They come back, and they research the home at 23:56 until 02:14 hours. Now, all of a sudden, they claim to find blood on the carpet. So the same carpet they just searched the first time that was clean, and now it allegedly has blood on it. See, to sum everything up, detectives were told numerous lies and fabrications by the informant, and they were led on a wild goose chase by someone who made up a story who just thought just so they can get out of jail.
Now, we can't talk about the Bryce Rhodes case without talking about what has been happening in court. Let's start with when Rhodes was represented by attorney Brendan.
So, what, bro? He's the old lawyer now? Because it's like some, the code. If you got public defenders, you is your old lawyer, bro. Man, I try my best, man. God willing to stay out there, man. Because, bro, one decision, bro, can cost you your life, G. Seriously, bro. Got to be more careful, bro.
In McLeod. So McLeod had to recuse himself when he learned that Larry and Maurice were actually the grandchildren of his close friend. That's a conflict of interest, right? Well, according to McLeod, when he told Rhodes the news that he no longer would represent him, Rhodes didn't take it too well. No, he allegedly spit on McLeod. Well, then later on in court, McLeod, when he made the move to officially remove himself from the case, he suggested to the judge that he be kept away from Rhodes, saying otherwise we're going to scrap. McLeod even had a verbal exchange with Rhodes in court.
He go to strap. That means fight. If you don't know what that means.
Nice cheap shot.
You a coward.
Nice cheap
You a
shot.
coward.
Excuse me.
Yeah, McLeod says, nice cheap shot. Rhodes says, you're a coward, and I'll see you when I get out. By the way, before he left court, he also asked the judge something.
Hey, Judge,
Hey, judge, what's my bond? At the time, it was reportedly $2 million. Now it's at $1 million. But focusing on Rhodes and judges for a second, though, we saw so much more. And even before I get into this next court appearance, I got to give you a little bit of more context. So aside from the alleged spitting incident with his former attorney, Rhodes also allegedly spit on an inmate head and neck, hitting him with a spit mask. And once again, he wasn't too happy.
Mr. Rhodes, you can just bring him up right here.
Y'all have to come out like this for?
I think you know why. You know exactly why. Now, listen, stop talking. You have been
Dang, bro. At this point, he don't care. He like, give my time so I can get up out of here. At this point, that's how I feel.
Are you done?
No, I ain't done.
You've been charged with
Fuck you.
assault
I
in
don't
the
care what I've
fourth
been charged
degree.
with. Why
I'm
you
gonna keep
charging me
talking because I don't want to have to see you back here for this.
What you think a motherfucker can't find out where you live at? What you think at? Bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I ain't
Bro, wild. He said, I can't find out where you live at. That's a threat of the judge. Every day, a judge and the lawyers, they life is in danger, bro, because that right person or the wrong person, he or she will come hunt you down, G. Real talk, bro. Man, it's a dangerous job. I don't think people think how dangerous being a judge or a lawyer is, bro. You put people behind bars. They got people, even though pretty sure he just trying to scare her, but he ain't gonna do that to that lady, bro. Unless he got somebody on the outside, he ain't no mob boss in that. That like they regular civilian. They're about to go to jail.
do shit.
So you're saying you're gonna find out where I
I
live
don't
at?
give a fuck about none of that. You got family, I'll be out.
Okay.
Yeah,
You've been
I
charged
know
with assault in the fourth degree,
I don't care
minor
about none of
injury,
that.
terroristic ththreatening in the third degree, and harassment with physical
I don't
contact.
give a
These
fuck.
are new charges. I'm entering a plea of not guilty.
Bro. It ain't funny. It's sad.
On your behalf, would you like me to read the arrest warrant to you?
No, I'm not guilty.
I am setting a bond of $15,000 full cash on that on those charges. Do you have any questions? Would you like appointment of a public
Not
defender?
guilty. Not guilty.
I just said that.
Not guilty.
I
I'll
just
be
said
out.
that.
I'll be out.
Okay, I
Alright.
just said that.
Alright.
And
Take
would
me
you
back to
like an
my cell.
attorney?
Take me back to my cell.
I'm not taking you anywhere. They can take you back, but would you like an attorney?
Alright.
Okay. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office.
Go. Really? I'll be out.
Ms. Shoring, that was a threat against the court. I think that I'm asking the county attorney's office to take that into account and consider what to do with that.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said? What he said to Judge Amber Wolf was, quote, what? You don't think that we can't find out where you live at? I don't give a bleep. You got family, I'll be out. Well, that got him hit with additional charges of terroristic.
Yeah, that's stupid, bro. Why would you? Some people are just stupid. This is what it is.
Threatening and intimidating a participant in the legal process. Speaking of which, the case then moved over to a different judge. It moved over to the courtroom of the Honorable Judge Charles Cunningham. And during one pretrial hearing, Rhodes was arguing that he was framed by detectives and he was asking to be represented by a different attorney. In fact, he claimed that his attorney, Thomas Griffiths, made racist comments directed to him. And that led to this back and forth.
Bro, he might be that type of guy. He just look like he a killer, though. He got that look. Not profiler, Agile profiler. I wonder, he looked like he bought that life.
Forth between Rhodes and Judge Cunningham.
Your job is to do your job, not to worry about me. That's what I'm saying.
Well-
I worry about me. You worry about yourself. You're not trying to give me a fair chance, effective counsel.
Well, who do you think I should
It's
give you as
okay.
a lawyer?
I'll write the Bar Association and the ACLU. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out real quick. Promise.
Bro, just too tough for TV. Calm down, G. Bro, you cannot scare up people, bro. You can talk all that, bro. Bro, you can't win doing that. I mean, it's some form of therapy. It might be good. Like basically try to verbal abuse him because he can't physically do it. So he might be getting some type of feeling out of that, but it's a lose situation at the end.
Promise it.
Honestly, that's not even the worst that we heard because at one point, Rhodes accused Cunningham of having a sexual relationship with the prosecutor and he of also being a racist.
And it's my right to speak what I need to speak on. I don't know if y'all got some type of sexual relationship going on or what y'all got going on, but I'm definitely gonna speak my mind.
Detective Tatelli not had no sexual relationship.
Now I'm talking about you and a prosecutor over there, sir. You denied all my motions. Every motion I filed, you didn't deny it.
I'm pretty sure I denied the.
We have no sexual relationship. Damn, bro. Man.
Every motion I filed. Are you some type of racist? Are you y'all got some type of sexual relationship going on? Which one is it?
Or are you just wrong in everything that you made a motion for?
Are you a secret Ku Klux Klan member?
No, sir, I'm
Is that what you really are?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Bro just toying with their head, bro. He just throwing like accusations out there. And oh man, it's wild, bro. Excuse me, this is wild.
I said the higher courts, they'll deal with it when time comes necessary.
Yeah, that was a new one. Okay, that was a new one for me. At one point, I have to tell you that Debbie Wren, who is the grandmother of Larry and Maurice, the two brothers who were killed, she stood up in court and said to the court,
It's going on 4 years for him to stay. I'm their grandma, and this is going on for 4 years.
Do you think he should be executed?
Yes.
Judge Cunningham
Dang. She said, yeah, kill it.
warned her that the process in this case is very important, so there's not a reversible error, meaning that if Rhodes is convicted, an appeals court would reverse the decision, citing Rhodes's rights were violated in some way. So that's why you have to go through all of these hearings and all this.
Right, because it don't matter. If he find one piece of evidence that's false, they can throw the whole case out. If they find if they say, okay, we did this, we see this, but when they come back to it, they ain't see it. That's the only thing with a murder, bro. You gotta be factual. It gotta be like on point factual, because one thing wrong in the case, you can mess your whole case up. If they find out one thing that y'all got wrong in that case, his whole thing can get threw out. That's just the law, bro.
Process to make sure everything is done correctly. Maybe not surprisingly, though, this case would end up being assigned to a different judge. All right, as we talk more about accused triple murder defendant Bryce Rhodes and his upcoming trial, I do want to get a little bit more into other reported problems he got into while in jail. So he's accused of throwing cleaning supplies, ripping an inmate observation document, threatening to kill an officer, attempting to break a glass window, throwing urine on an officer, and trying to escape jail. Yeah, that one was interesting. He allegedly tried to dig a hole in his cell with some sort of sharpened metal instrument. He also apparently flushed the tool down the toilet before officers could confiscate it. That was the allegation. He was hit with felony charges of mischief, escape, and tampering with evidence. And for allegedly threatening an officer in jail that he and his family would die and that he would be shanked in the face, Rhodes was charged with terroristic threatening, wanton endangerment, and criminal mischief. He also allegedly sent handwritten notes to Mr. Taylor, his co-defendant, when he was housed in the same correctional facility as him. They aren't signed by Rhodes, but prosecutors suggest that these writings show Rhodes trying to influence Taylor's
Bro, one of the most dangerous. Yeah, what? He one of the ones.
testimony.
Now, Taylor admitted his involvement and reportedly told police that Rhodes killed Maurice and Larry because they were witnesses to the Jones killing.
But back to those documents written across the top of a police statement transcript, as well as a letter that were sent to Taylor. It says, quote, "Rats get exposed." Taylor said that Rhodes slipped him the letter that says,
Rats. That means somebody tell on somebody else when they're part of it, they do a crime together. And you tell on the other person. That means you're a rat. Street term.
it's quote, "Show me you my expletive and you not no rat." The letter goes on to say, quote, "Between us, you know what you said. I got the paperwork. So look, here's where expletive gets real." Then the author, again, allegedly Rhodes, instructs Taylor on what to say to renounce his confession. Rhodes also allegedly wrote Taylor, quote, "Take no pleas. They are going to offer you something to testify on me. I know what they on. Remember, they don't have anything on you. Stay focused. Love you." That's pretty big development in the case. But talking more recently about Mr. Rhodes, there was another important issue. It was about his competency to stand trial. It's actually an issue that delayed the trial quite a bit. There was a backlog of cases at the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center, and it took more than a year for Rhodes' case to be evaluated. By the way, when we talk about competency, we're not talking about insanity. That's something different. Competency means the ability of a criminal defendant to understand and participate in the legal proceedings. Do they understand the charges, their rights, what's going on? And I guess when you think about everything that we've just described, it's maybe not surprising competency is an issue here. The prosecution said he is competent.
He made comments about the court process that that shows that he does understand what's going on. He understands the challenges that he faces because of having a high publicity case.
In fact, psychiatrist Dr. Timothy Allen testified during the hearing, and in his opinion, Rhodes is competent and he knows what's going on, but it's really Rhodes' choice if he wants to actually participate in his own trial.
He has run off multiple attorneys, Judge. It does not make him a competent person.
He doing it. He trying to prolong the case, bro, so the evidence can get buried, and they can be. The longer you take, they can miss something because they deal with multiple cases, and then by the time it comes out to it, they all got all the evidence together. It's like you get a lawyer, they got something in the case that they add up because of years and years and years and years of this case. He can beat it. So that's why he doing change of attorney, change of judges, paperwork get mixed up, statements get mixed up. He's just playing the game.
Because I haven't quit him. He will not speak to me, as is in the record, and hasn't for years.
Yeah, Rhodes' attorney also highlighted how his client suffered from hallucinations and paranoia and thought that the prosecutor was trying to poison him. He even suggested that he himself wanted to be a witness as to what he observed about Rhodes, but the judge wouldn't allow it due to attorney-client privilege issues. In the end, Judge Julie Kalin, yes, this case has now been assigned to her. She ruled that Rhodes is competent to stand trial.
I don't believe that any of the evidence.
He tried to pull a fast one on him, bro. Like it ain't working.
Their testimony today is conclusive that Mr. Rhodes isn't just making the decision to not participate with his attorneys. I don't think that necessarily makes him incompetent. There has been no conclusive testimony that he is incompetent.
So while the trial is now about to start, it doesn't come without its own set of issues. You see, Judge Kalin warned Mr. Rhodes that if he makes any kind of outburst during the proceedings, he'll have a choice: either be removed from the courtroom or be fitted with an ankle cuff that will shock him should he disturb proceedings anymore. Now, to be clear, he's not wearing the shock cuff now, but that could be an option for the future if there are problems. So with all that, we plan to cover the Bryce Rhodes trial for you here on Law and Crime. 7 years, almost 8, since these killings. A lot of moving parts. And as we described to you, a lot that has happened in between then and now. That's all we have for you here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Appreciate y'all for watching. That's just a good sign of trying to pull a fast one over the DA, the detective, or whatever. He just trying to pull a fast one. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Y'all stay safe, stay out of trouble. Appreciate y'all for rocking with Reaction with E. Go.